Today, we're connecting every town with quantum dynamics. Welcome to a new episode on the Create World, and today we'll be working on the teleporter hub and the expansion of our production line. We'll start out by making some more teleporters and all the things that we need to make them work. Now that we have everything that we need, I want the hub to be somewhat central. So I think that this spot where all the trains pass might be a good one. In order to not run out of space, I'm going to dig it down into the ground. So let's get some digging done. Then put in some retaining walls. And the most important thing is that we need a source of telejuice. So every portal is going to have a tank with an extractor attached to it. That way we can dump chorus fruit in the tank and be good for a while. So let's sum it up. Every portal is going to be connected to a tank with an extractor that's pumping telejuice into the portal. So let me figure out where I'll put all the portals in the world and set them up, and then I'll bring you back in. Alright, I've connected up all the towns we've built so far. They're pretty central in the places where I have them, except for the hub. Over here I have them lined up in the order the towns were created. Now, it's time to go to the Nether and go and pick up a blaze spawner. A couple of weeks ago I found a spawner and marked down the coordinates, so this should be pretty easy. Okay, the spawner's over here, and we can pick it up by turning it into a contraption, and that's all we need from the Nether for today. So let's head back to the overworld where we can start working on some of the farms. The blaze farm is pretty simple. I'm basing it on a vanilla farm because 1, we don't need it to be super fast, and 2, I want to limit the use of belts and contraptions as much as possible. So let's get started on the structure. It's a square box with a drop chute in the middle. That's the easy part. The top is pretty simple. It's just a room, and eventually we'll add in some lava that will push the blazes into the drop chute. At the bottom of the chute we'll have some deployers on either side, and those will take care of the blazes. We'll set them up as usual and extract everything except for the sword with some smart chutes. And then it's time to collect up all the blaze rods and send them into a grinder. This will give us 3 blaze powders with a chance of getting more. And now we need to get this monstrosity into a nice little shell. There's one more farm that I want to build today. Before we get started, we need to clear up some space. Because it's a rather tall design, I want to bury half of it into the ground in some sort of basement. The farm itself is designed by Kindle Bubble Dump. I tried designing my own chorus fruit farm, but the way chorus fruit works makes it really hard to farm it, so here we go. This first part of the farm is just a farm for chorus flowers. It'll get a little bit of chorus fruit, but nothing that will sustain the need that I have. The next part of the farm is the biggest one, but also the simplest. It's just a place for us to plant the chorus flower and then harvest the fruits. The way Kindle has done this is pretty smart and quite straightforward, so hats off to them. And if you want to know how to build it, the link is in the description below, and go watch their video. Now let's get started on the building for this. First, we'll need a floor, and I have no idea what the shape of the building is going to be, so I'll just cover the entire farm, or at least what I need to cover, with cut deep slate. For the basement walls, we'll be using some cut limestone, as we've been using for most of the buildings in this area. As for the main building, I want to lean more to the tough and chipped diorite feel since we have so many limestone buildings already. So let's get the tough frame in and then we can just fill up the walls with eroded diorite. And now that that's done, we'll get some floors in. With all the floors in, we can get started on the roof. We'll add a rail, which will be pretty similar to the one that we have on the Quantum Factory, and then add some sanded deep slate on top of it to look like tar. That way it'll look like we sealed it off against weather and rain and stuff. We do need a little staircase up here so we can access the top floor, and that's about it. Now for the roof. Again, to keep it quite similar to the style of the Quantum building, we'll make it out of copycat blocks and then texture it with some mangrove and netherite bricks. And that brings us here. We've got a shell, and now let's go around and see where windows would make sense. Since this is a factory building, we do want a lot of natural light, so we'll add a bunch of windows over all the walls. Now give me a second to go and get some glass and exterior decorations, and I'll bring you back in when I'm done. Okay, it's looking good. I like the fact that it's still within that same whitewashed style of the area, but it's still different to most of the buildings here. Now we do need some terraforming, and most of all we need to expand the gravel patch. Well, it's not really a patch anymore, but you know what I'm saying. And that's about all the dirt and gravel we need over here for now. And while I've been doing all the stuff over here, I also ran some cobble through some grinding wheels and a furnace at home so I could get all the glass that I need for the top of the portal hub. And then it's just a matter of just taking all the glass, putting it on the copycat blocks that we've already set up on the roof of the hub. We also need a way to get up and down easily when we don't use the portals, just in case, we get stuck. And I already have a place for it prepared. We're gonna make an elevator, and the way we do that is with an elevator pulley and some redstone contacts. And then it's just a case of setting up some buttons and cleaning it all up. And that's about it. I do think that this is a good spot to leave it. Next episode we'll do some more teleporter and portal stuff. But for now I hope you enjoyed the video enough to subscribe, like, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!